Greetings, Earthlings. I'm here in behalf of myself. I give you my statement about the world and what I think it should be. Here are the thoughts of Anon. You've seen the news lately? Every day we see corruption, hunger, greed, war and death. We see corporations in battle for world domination. We see children that die from the lack of fresh water and food. We see countries wage war against each other for resources and redicilous reasons. We see the gap between poor and rich grow bigger every day. We see governments listen to corporations instead of the people. We see our planet on the way to destruction, because some don't care about generations to come. We see all this and still we're living with our eyes shut. Wake up, world. Life isn't about who's the greatest country or who has the most power or money. It's about love and respect. Loving the people you care about, helping the people and animals who need it. We should have respect for what Mother Earth gives us instead of destroying it. We're given a beautiful place to live on, but the world isn't based on that these days. It's based on money and greed. It's our duty as the most intelligent species on this earth to build a system that works along with nature instead of against it. We should look at Earth like it is one big organism. We have to change our vision about the world if the human race wants to survive. We have to work together to a better system. A global system. It's the dawn of the internet. Never before we could spread the word so easily with the whole world. We are outgrowing our countries. We aren't Americans, Libyans or Germans. We are all a product of this planet. And we should respect that. That's why I think that we should occupy the world. We don't want the corrupt 1% to destroy the one living place we have, only for power and money. Think about what the world could do with all the money spent on war. We could invest it in renewable energy, food and water for everyone. We should share our technology to evolve faster instead of keeping it for ourselves. That's a thought of Anon.
Hello, I'm Severin Suzuki speaking for ECHO, the Environmental Children's Organization. We're a group of 12 and 13-year-olds trying to make a difference. Vanessa Setti, Morgan Geisler, Michelle Twig, and me. We've raised all the money to come here ourselves, to come 5,000 miles to tell you adults you must change your ways. Coming up here today, I have no hidden agenda. I am fighting for my future. Losing my future is not like losing an election or a few points on the stock market. I am here to speak for all generations to come. I am here to speak on behalf of the starving children around the world whose cries go unheard. I am here to speak for the countless animals dying across this planet because they have nowhere left to go. I am afraid to go out in the sun now because of the holes in our ozone. I am afraid to breathe the air because I don't know what chemicals are in it. I used to go fishing in Vancouver, my home, with my dad, until just a few years ago we found the fish full of cancers. And now we hear of animals and plants going extinct, every day vanishing forever. In my life, I have dreamt of seeing the great herds of wild animals, jungles and rainforests, full of birds and butterflies. But now I wonder if they will even exist for my children to see. Did you have to worry of these things when you were my age? All this is happening before our eyes, and yet we act as if we have all the time we want and all the solutions. I'm only a child, and I don't have all the solutions. But I want you to realize, neither do you. You don't know how to fix the holes in our ozone layer. You don't know how to bring the salmon back up in a dead stream. You don't know how to bring back an animal now extinct. And you can't bring back the forest that once grew where there is now a desert. If you don't know how to fix it, please stop breaking it. Here, you may be delegates of your government, business people, organizers, reporters, or politicians, but really, your mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, aunts and uncles, and all of you are someone's child. I'm only a child, yet I know we are all part of a family, 5 billion strong. In fact, 30 million species strong. And borders and governments will never change that. I'm only a child, yet I know we are all in this together and should act as one single world towards one single goal. In my anger, I am not blind, and in my fear, I am not afraid of telling the world how I feel. In my country, we make so much waste. We buy and throw away, buy and throw away, buy and throw away, and yet northern countries will not share with the needy. Even when we have more than enough, we are afraid to share. We are afraid to let go of some of our wealth. In Canada, we live the privileged life, with plenty of food, water, and shelter. We have watches, bicycles, computers, and television sets. The list could go on for 2 days. 2 days ago, here in Brazil, we were shocked when we spent time with some children living on the streets. This is what one child told us. I wish I was rich. And if I were, I would give all the street children food, clothes, medicines, shelter, and love and affection. If a child on the streets who has nothing is willing to share, why are we who have everything still so greedy? I can't stop thinking that these are children my own age, that it makes a tremendous difference where you are born. That I could be one of those children living in the favelas of Rio. I could be a child starving in Somalia, or a victim of war in the Middle East, or a beggar in India. I am only a child, yet I know if all the money spent on war was spent on finding environmental answers, ending poverty, and finding treaties, what a wonderful place this earth would be. At school, even in kindergarten, you teach us how to behave in the world. You teach us not to fight with others, to work things out, to respect others, to clean up our mess, not to hurt other creatures, to share, not be greedy. Then why do you go out and do the things you tell us not to do? Do not forget why you are attending these conferences, who you're doing this for. We are your own children. You are deciding what kind of a world we are growing up in. Parents should be able to comfort their children by saying, everything's going to be all right. It's not the end of the world, and we're doing the best we can. But I don't think you can say that to us anymore. Are we even on your list of priorities? My dad always says, you are what you do, not what you say. Well, what you do makes me cry at night. You grown-ups say you love us, but I challenge you, please, make your actions reflect your words. Thank you.
We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite.
In a time of domestic crisis, men of goodwill and generosity should be able to unite regardless of party or politics.
Millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people.
Senators John McCain and Carl Levin want to enact a law that would declare the entire United States of America a battlefield for the military.
The National Defense Authorization Act is hideous. What it does is it allows the military to act inside the United States.
Would it be possible that an American citizen then could be declared an enemy combatant and sent to Guantanamo Bay and detained indefinitely?
I think that as long as that individual, no matter who they are, if they pose a threat to the security of the United States of America, should not be allowed to continue that threat.
U.S. citizens could also be considered terrorist suspects. That means anyone inside the U.S. can be detained by the military, not cops, by the military, and said, hey, you know what? We suspect you of terrorism. We will hold one quick military hearing. You will not get a trial. And sad day for you. We can keep you forever.
Your elected officials, both the Senate and the House of Representatives, have just overwhelmingly passed the National Defense Authorization Act.
This is what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like.
Stop hurting these people, man. Why are you doing this to our people?
I will go to jail tonight because it's not right. And I'm not. I will not stand by